I am resigning as leader.
There will be a great deal of agreement.
There should be a new leader of that party and therefore a new Prime Minister.
Breaking news. Big Brother host and co-founder of Bloody Drinks, Will Best,
has just been announced as the shock new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. He is currently in high-level governmental meetings with his advisors Matt Richardson and Lorin Bell Cross, formulating his policies and strategy.
Hello and welcome to I Am Prime Minister, the podcast that gives celebs and influencers the keys to number 10 and a chance to run the country. Will Best, congratulations on
Thank you.
Shock victory.
Yeah, well, you might have been surprised. No surprise to me.
Was this always the plan?
Yeah, big time, big time. It's the standard kind of route to power, isn't it? You start on Suck My Pop with Kimberly Walsh. If you're lucky, you graduate up to Love Shaft on E4. Big Brother, number 10.
Well, look, I think Boris Johnson's the Prime Minister after you that's got the most experience with a Love Shaft.
And TV appearances, let's be
Yeah,
honest.
that's true. That's
Have
true.
I got news for you? I've got a lot to bloody answer for.
Yeah.
Also, isn't it? Is Esther McVeigh, who was the politician that was a TV presenter?
Excuse me, she's now Common Sense Czar, I believe.
Well, hang on, I don't know who. Which one is she?
She is a Tory politician, but she was...
She's not on GB News, is she? Or is she
No,
old
but
school?
Not anymore. She was very briefly. But she's now
Really?
minister, so she's not allowed to be a TV presenter, I guess.
But she was, in the 90s, a TV presenter for years and years. Like
Before she was a politician?
Yeah, did loads of like morning
I
TV
see.
and things like that. So if you get the This Morning job, then it's the next
Oh my
step.
God, that's amazing. Well, look, I mean, I'm up for it. I'm up for it.
You feel like you're up for it.
Yeah, I think that
Lib
I've
Dem,
got...
I'm guessing, by the jumper.
By this guy, yeah. Well, no, my own party, actually, which we'll be naming later.
The Big Bird Party.
Yes, the Sunshine Party.
So let's do that now then. So you've got a party. Your victory was so quick.
Yeah, it was amazing. I
haven't named it.
I hadn't come up with a name
TBC.
or anything. Yeah. I don't really have a name. I mean, I actually thought, because I heard that you had an expert here, a political expert.
Yeah, we do, Lorin.
So I was wondering, like, what kind of stuff is a good, like, what kind of route should you go down if you're trying to get the right kind of name for your party? Because, I mean, the big ones, you know, conservatory. So it's like add-ons to your home. That's probably the most
what they
popular.
Want. That's actually what Conservatives want.
Yeah, exactly. So
and Labour, lots of children.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so are we
yeah.
going for a sort of knockoff Lidl version of the main party, or we want to come up with something new? What are we
I think something new and fresh, man. I think something that's nice and flexible. I don't want to be tied down. Any policies that I come up with, I want them to be easily changeable. Yeah. And I also don't really want to be, like, the whole process of getting elected, it was stressful.
Yeah, of course.
You know, you've got to, like, all the canvassing, all the promises that I made to people individually. I'm
Financial
exhausted.
promises? Or...
All kinds of promises.
Okay,
yeah,
fine.
payment
We'll
in
delve
kind.
into that later.
Yeah, delving in actually was a big part of some of the promises that I made. And I don't want to have to do that kind of stuff again. So I'm quite keen to kind of get rid of most of the parliamentary system. I'm not keen on this whole democracy thing. Yeah, we get that out, and I'm in, and I stick around.
So given you the sort of the colour of your shirt and the sort of idea that you want to bring in something completely new, how about New Dawn?
New Dawn, the Twilight film.
That is really, yes. Oh my God, that's great, because I really loved the Twilight films.
You're such a Jacob.
I love our Pats.
Yeah.
New Dawn.
The New Dawn Party.
The New Dawn Party, yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot as well.
What famous dawns could I get in as to work in my
Dawn French?
Oh,
Dawn
Porter?
French? This is great, guys. I like both of those people. Do I like Dawn O'Porter? No, there isn't a Dawn O'Porter. Oh, Dawn, didn't she used to be...
Dawn Porter, and then she married Chris O'Dowd, and she just took the O.
No, she was called Gail Porter, wasn't she?
No, Dawn Porter, like there is... No, there is also a Dawn Porter.
Right, okay. We're not... I'm abolishing the culture and media department because I don't know anything about that.
Yeah, fine. Well, look, that's fair enough.
The New Dawn Party.
And now that you have a New
like
Dawn,
it.
I need to just ask you about a few issues, some skeletons in your closet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what
where
have
is
you
Joel
heard?
Dommett these days? Do you have anything to do with it?
Well, all I know is that quite a lot of people online have been saying I am the Woucher version of Joel Dommett.
That's so ITV2 as well, because they all use Woucher.
They all use it. I don't know. He's over on the Beeb, isn't he, doing his thing with Survivor?
Yeah. Well, because he's barely surviving, because you tried to kill him.
I've got him out onto a desert island. It was the only way I could get any work. I had to ensure that Joel Dommett was on another continent, trapped on a small island with no way of getting out.
Look, if you can send Chris Ramsey next time, we'll both be in. We'll both be in the money.
And sending people to a small island is maybe where you want to send your dissidents. So,
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
It sounds like you're quite extreme.
well, look, you've got to be. If you want to, I've got a taste for power, and I like it. Do you know what I mean? I want to hold on.
Yeah, great. Now, your partying is an issue for this party.
Right.
Here we have you hanging out with celebrities, quite unrelatable. Maya Jama and AJ Adudu.
Yeah. Oh, that was recent, wasn't it?
So how
that
can
was at
we
the NTAs?
How can we clean this up? What can we do to your image to just?
I think, but they were both big vote winners for me.
Do you think?
Getting Maya's endorsement? That's the only reason why I'm sitting here.
That is true. Yeah.
And then having AJ in your corner, she appealed to.
Well, it was having Maya walk in when you were all there on the debate stage to announce she was leaving all of a sudden.
yeah, setting that fire in the middle as well.
Going,
the old campfire
someone
around
is going home. Who will it be? Rory Stewart or Will Best?
Won't be me. That was what we discovered, and it won't be forever now because I'm in.
You're in.
To it.
Okay, cool. So we're going to start off. We need to come up with some policies for your department. Your victory was so quick, you didn't actually announce any. So let's start out. Are there any new departments you'd like to set up?
Well, it's a new dawn, guys. Okay,
Yeah.
So,
Part one.
Yeah. So get with it. Well, I think because there's always a lot of stuff that isn't really catered for.
Yep, loads. And lots
already.
of parties do come in, set up departments, they do go away again, don't they? That's very common.
It's the amount of rejigging that goes on with different governments, and it's effectively just moving different departments, different areas of responsibility to within different departments.
Yeah.
We can do whatever.
Well, but there's a lot of renaming of existing departments as well, aren't there?
Absolutely.
I listened to The Rest is Politics.
Ooh.
Should I be plugging another? Because you're probably the number one competitor to them now. aren't you?
We are. People are either thinking, we need to know what's going on in politics. We're listening to I Am Prime Minister or The Rest is Politics. Forget Emily Maitlis. It's all about here.
Because Roy Stewart's always banging on about DEFRA, and DEFRA got shut down, didn't it? What did that stand for? Department for
Food and Rural Affairs.
Yeah. What's taking its place?
Well, it's like emergent energy and climate change, and sort of.
See, that's important. That's important. I think a department. I think I'm going to have an improved climate change department because I'm very keen on the environment.
Yeah,
I want to make that very clear right from the off. I'm big into the environment.
So DEFRA still exists. It hasn't been palmed off.
Hasn't it?
Rory Stewart's fucking wrong.
What the fuck is Rory Stewart's problem?
I've just read his book,
He's
mate.
having a laugh. Have you
Start a
actually?
list. He's got a lot of axes to grind.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The book, not his walking book, not the book where he walks
He's
across
just written
Afghanistan.
a political memoir, which you can do after you finished. And
I'm not finishing. We've already established that.
the way this is going so far, it's going to be a pamphlet. He's got a lot of axes. He's grinding. So we need to look.
No. I think. Well, hang on. Let's do it. I think we should have a new environmental.
There's already one. I think. Look.
Yeah, but what about like a better one?
What do you
Right?
mean a better environmental one?
environment.
Yeah, because it's not going far enough, is it? What about the department for banning everything made of plastic?
So you have a department that just is going for all plastic
Yes.
things.
That's just a sub-department, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's a big job, man. Would you trust a job that big to a sub-department?
How quickly are we banning these plastic things?
Tomorrow.
What plastic things do we want to ban?
All of them.
Every single thing.
If it's already made, it can stay. We're not binning everything.
So
But you just shut down the factories.
No more plastic
So
production.
you're not going to arrest grannies who've got like all the plastic bags in the sort of the big tube thing or anything?
No,
Not
absolutely
sending
not.
around the death squads to granny?
No. God, no,
Okay.
come on. I'm
No,
not
I'm just
crazy.
checking,
I'm just saying.
We want to implement
we're not
your
gonna-
policies
No
here.
more making of plastics.
Okay.
Wood. Everything's going to be made.
Everything's going to be better. Everything made of plastic.
What about hemp?
Hemp. Yeah, we can.
Hang on, wait. Let him think this through.
I think everything should be made.
Do you need some bags or have you got your own? Clonk.
Yeah, wooden bags.
Everything is sort of at the clog version.
Yes, well, that would be the start, wouldn't it? Because I guess rubber is a form of plastic, isn't it?
Look, we can
Rubber is
use-
rubber.
Is that not type of
from a
plastic?
tree.
Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. It's like wood. Rubber's basically wood. Okay, rubber is in. Everything's either made of rubber or wood.
Look,
cork, rubber, and wood. That's it.
New basket weaving apprenticeships.
Yeah,
here.
there we
you
go. I like apprenticeships. I actually do some work for World Skills UK, or at least I did until they heard this, in which case they won't again. But they're very, very big on apprenticeships. It's all about like showing young people that apprenticeships is a great way into work, either as an alternative to further education or alongside further education. So I'm big into apprenticeships. So yeah, apprenticeships,
Especially making baskets out of wood.
yeah, exactly.
Look, I think
Yeah.
that everything is either made out of rubber, cork, or wood.
Yes.
I
and
love
hemp.
that.
And hemp. Let's
And
not,
we can do
you know.
hemp as well. Fine.
Metal is still
Yeah, metal is allowed.
okay.
Yeah.
But we're probably going to start phasing that out because it's so energy intensive to actually make stuff out of metal. So metal will soon be replaced
So we're going
as
into
well
sort of a
by-
new bronze, the wooden age.
Yes.
If we're banning metal and all sort of...
Not yet, but we're going to phase out metal.
Are we going to bring back wooden ships and reintroduce wooden tanks instead of the metal? Is that sort of a defence policy we want to look at going to?
Yeah, you see, now this is the thing that I need to remember, and it's good that I've got you two here because I the UK, you know, we mustn't be acting totally in isolation. Do you know what I mean? And obviously, it's not the whole world stopping everything being made of plastic, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't have any say in what happens in other countries, do I, Matt?
Sadly
I'm
not.
still
Look,
just Prime Minister.
You're just Prime Minister of
I mean,
here.
the long game would be to conquer the rest of the world and then put in place
with our
my...
wooden bullets.
Yes.
Ow!
Yeah.
It's really sore. This is annoying.
Wooden bullets fire. There's no... Yeah, a wooden gun probably wouldn't really work, so it'd just have to be thrown.
Lorin, obviously, new premiership. With the last lot, what were they doing around plastics? Were they really committed, or has everything sort of slipped slightly? This is quite extreme now.
This is very extreme. I mean, like, we're getting
The
rid of
first
it
time we
completely.
said that, I'm not going to lie.
This is mad, some might say. Some might say bold.
Yeah, but we're running out of time, man. The environment's very important.
Yeah,
Look,
so let's
you know,
cut
sort
down
of-
the
Because
trees.
this is the thing, because I guess,
Even Greta's going to be like, hang about, mate. This is a bit far.
It feels like too much too soon. It's like she's here.
Yeah. I've always thought she's a bit soft in her approach.
Do you reckon Greta's
she needs
not
to be
hard line enough?
No. It's just when it comes to plastic, I'm fine with people burning fossil fuels. It's
Okay,
just-
okay,
No, I'm
cool,
not really. I'm not really. We're like we'll phase them out as well. But we're starting with plastic.
Okay, lovely. All right, there's some good policies there. I think they're
Thanks.
going to be tricky to sell, but look, we're 5 years away from the next
But do
election.
you know what I mean? Sell to who?
And he doesn't want to reintroduce an election again. So, new doors.
Yeah, this is it.
Okay, let's move on to some of your existing departments. We're going to start with business and trade. Now, this is an interesting one for you, Prime Minister, because you have a business on the side people may not know about.
I do. I've got a drinks company. We make Bloody Marys in cans, and we're launching.
Well, that's going to change.
Bloody, yeah. Eventually, but actually, it already is changing because we are launching cartons.
Are you?
Of our premium drink. At
Okay.
the moment, the non-alcoholic version, but we'll probably put the alcoholic one in there soon, especially when cans become illegal.
Talk us through why you started a Bloody Mary company, because I think this is an interesting thing where we can find some policy for you.
Yeah, interesting. Well, the idea was kind of brought to me by one of my best mates who was kind of the guy at uni who, like, his dad taught him how to make Bloody Marys. He loved Bloody Marys. He was the guy who'd make us all Bloody Marys at uni when we were all hungover. And I kind of got into them with him, and we would go and we'd always drink Bloody Marys when we were out and all this kind of stuff. And then back in 2017, we were in the pub and we got served another shit Bloody Mary, which is very common. And we were like, why has no one bloody sorted this out? We should just put a Bloody Mary in a can. Because at that time it was canned cocktails were becoming a bit more premiumized, and like those kind of really posh beers had just, American IPAs and craft beers had just started hitting the market in the UK, and suddenly people were happy to spend £5 on a can of something.
Interestingly, a
that looks
politician
cool.
did the most to promote drinks in a can. Diane Abbott got
She
lauded in the press
yeah.
for
She did.
M&S Mojito, I think it
Well,
was.
look, let's
was
make her minister.
She could be minister, yeah. You minister for ready-to-drink cocktails.
Minister for cocktails.
Yeah, fine.
And every time you have a cabinet shake-up...
Yeah.
Sorry. You're so unamused. This is what it's like. Yeah. I mean, this is what it's like when... everyone's like that.
It's good. But
Sorry. That's my favourite thing I've said on this podcast.
I mean, yeah. So Diane's in, cocktails are in, specifically Bloody Mary. So anyway, we thought, how hard could it be? We'll be the first people to put a proper Bloody Mary in a can. But we had absolutely no idea what we were doing. And it took us about 2.5 years to actually have a recipe we were happy with that actually worked in a can. And then December 2019, we launched the brand into Selfridges. And then we kind of grew it from there. I mean, obviously, that was good timing in hindsight, launching a brand aimed at pubs and bars 3 months before a global pandemic that shut all the pubs and bars. But yeah, it's been going well. So we're in Sainsbury's now, the cans. We're in Waitrose. We're on Ocado. We're in about 1,000 shops around the country.
I always buy. If you ever see it in your local, just buy a couple of cans.
Buy a couple. Text me the receipt. I'll pay you back.
Nice.
I just want to stimulate growth.
Yeah, we just want to,
again, politicians speak. You like that? Yeah, you like that.
Now, alcohol is obviously a very contentious issue in politics. Even the last budget with Jeremy Hunt, he didn't raise alcohol duty, which is very good. So look, you've got a Bloody Mary company.
Yeah.
People have bad Bloody Marys a lot.
Yes.
You're passionate about Bloody Marys.
Yeah.
This, I think, is an interesting place we should go. Do you think Bloody Marys are an underappreciated art form?
Oh, for sure. For sure. I think there should, although, I was going to say, there should be apprenticeships around making proper Bloody Marys, that kind of stuff. But actually, I would like to control the Bloody Mary market.
But look,
I think here's the problem with Bloody Marys. They're a relatively niche drink, right? Now, our plan has always been to own that niche. Obviously, loads more people drink gin and tonic, infinitely more. There's so, they're ubiquitous in every way. But there's 3,000 gin distilleries in the UK or whatever it is, and everyone makes tonic and blah blah blah. We're the only game in town when it comes to Bloody Marys. So I want so the challenge that we have as a business is getting more people drinking Bloody Marys.
Look, it's no longer a challenge as a business.
Exactly, because the law is now you have to start the day with a Bloody Mary. Everyone has to. I mean, Churchill famously used to start the day with 2/3 of a bottle of champagne.
2/3 of a bottle?
He had Paul Roger was his favourite brand, and they made a special size bottle just for him.
So legally
this
now
was
everyone
in fact
is...
a Brexit promise that he'd bring back pints of champagne as a measurement.
Yeah,
really?
We can.
That was a
hasn't
Brexit
happened.
promise.
Well, they said because of Brexit measurements, we had to follow the EU rules. But funnily enough, I haven't seen anywhere serving a pint of champagne
is
yet.
that how we're starting this this policy meeting? Is every day, every person 18 and up.
Nope. You can have a non-alcoholic Bloody Mary.
You can have a Virgin
Mary until you are. I think I might lower the drinking age anyway.
Wow, this is a big one.
Yeah, I think 16.
16?
Yeah.
How European?
Because people are drinking anyway.
Yeah.
And it just breeds an unhealthy kind of response to booze. Suddenly you're 18 and you're getting absolutely smashed. People are just drinking illegally.
We want to maybe sort of introduce the European culture into sort of drinking more sociably
Exactly.
at home.
Let's be more
not in the
continental. Let's
Start
be
your
more
day-
continental.
Imagine how much better that morning 10 a.m. meeting would be.
pub. Oh my god.
100%. And they're not, our ones aren't very strong. There's a lot of good stuff in there. There's only 5 a day.
Wow.
I don't know that for sure, but there's a lot of good stuff in a Bloody Mary. Tomatoes are very good, full of lipocene.
Yep.
Again, I can't remember if that's actually true, but something like that. So
Lipocene sounds made up.
it does a bit, but I think it's true, isn't it? I'm looking at you're the politics guy, not so much
not the Bloody Mary
the
guy.
science guy. Has it just been Googled? There was somebody giving a thumb from behind the thing.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, so I think everybody now the problem there we get into is they're not cheap, forcing everyone to spend.
Well, look, no, we subsidise.
£3 exactly. So I think this would be something which would have to be subsidised. That one a day is free to everyone. God, it's quite a lot. I'm gonna have to make. I'm gonna have to make like 70 million.
What are we closing for?
Yeah,
this?
what we
hang on, let me think about this. Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna have to be means tested. It's getting complicated. But I think
Means tested Bloody Mary.
I think it's gonna have to happen. If you're gonna afford your Bloody Mary, you pay for it. Cost price for us. If we're making that many as well, costs will really go down.
It'll be dirt cheap.
It will be dirt cheap.
And
There'll
also,
be pennies. Actually,
we will have a great relationship with anyone who imports tomatoes.
This exactly,
Yeah.
and then also think about the benefit. We're gonna have to switch over quite a significant amount of the industrial capacity of the UK to making.
We'll increase it. We'll increase manufacturing
We're going to
jobs.
increase manufacturing. We're going to increase jobs. We're going to create employment. We're going to create.
And the taxes from the people's earnings will more than pay for this.
Exactly. And then, of course, people. The problem we've always found is what's called in the business liquid on lips. You've got to get liquid on lips, right? Because when a lot of people try our drink, they really like it and they buy more. So then they only get that one free a day. If people want another one in the day or in the evening or for brunch, whatever,
And
they've got to pay
you're
for that.
quite literally forcing the liquid on the lips.
Exactly.
So
It's a daily sampling
And
exercise.
is there like random spot checks? So like people get a blood test to see how much tomatoes in their system? How are we going to enforce this?
I'm not sure if you're aware, but I just finished making a show called Big Brother. So there's a few policies I've got around surveillance, which will be coming in as well. But
Okay.
but yeah, I think so far, the New Dawn is looking bright.
Well,
This
the
is
new dawn.
promising
You
stuff.
wake up at your new dawn and you have a Bloody Mary at it.
Exactly, yeah. Great.
Oh my God! Right, okay. Let's move on to our next department: science and technology.
Yeah, science and great. Okay,
So,
good.
what are your feelings around
Now,
science and technology?
Well, for somebody who is very keen for everything to be made of wood, funnily enough, I'm very interested in science and technology.
Well, let's just park the wooden stuff for a while. Let's not worry. Look,
Well,
that's
Yeah, we'll
our
sort that out.
decision.
Don't you
Science
worry.
and technology. At school, I did design and technology. And what did I do? I made a bench out of wood.
Well, there we go.
It all still does fit. But yeah,
Well, then
science and
let's
technology.
hold that as the benchmark. Yeah.
Well,
You're not going to make mandatory design and technology. That'll be fucking horrendous.
no. Well, although people are going to need to know their way around.
People are going to know how to
a lathe. People are going to have to be whittling. So
the year of the lathe here in Britain under Will Best. So with science and technology, look, we're talking about like what you love about science and technology. Let's work out where your position is.
Yeah.
So what are you interested in when it comes to science and technology?
I've discovered that if I can't sleep, I go on my phone. You have your news app or whatever, and you can select what areas of news you want to be reading about. And I find I go straight to the astronomy section, not astrology, astronomy, and I just read articles about the vastness of space, and it immediately sort of makes me sleepy.
I was going to ask, is it for interest or for sleep aid?
Well, I do find it interesting, but I think as soon as I try and contemplate, the infinite nature of the universe and our fractionally, infinitesimally small place within it, my brain just sort of starts to fizz, and
And you want
pass
to
out.
implement this policy to aid the country to sleep?
No, but I just would like to do. So when I first started doing a lot of this sort of reading before bed, it was to kind of put me to sleep. But now I'm quite an anxious person, and I've now my anxieties have now managed to feed into something which previously I found quite relaxing and helped me get to sleep, because now I've started contemplating things like solar flares, increasing radiation.
The solar flare that happened in the 1800s that would wipe out all of our technology, stuff like that.
That kind of stuff.
Which would actually be a bonus
well,
for
for
you.
me. But then, and things like, like there are some articles that you read and it's like, galaxies colliding somewhere, and like how actually there could be knock-on effects. Like there could be cataclysmic things that have already happened somewhere in space that we haven't seen the light of yet, which might just like wipe out, life on Earth. And I'm now worrying that...
and that helps you sleep
No,
at night?
that doesn't. That's now keeping me awake.
So let's translate this into
But
policy.
no,
then,
so
into-
I think we need to step up space defense as a result. I think
Space
we need to know
defense.
more about the existential threats to humanity, and I think we need to have a better. I think we need, like, they recently knocked an asteroid off course, didn't they?
Yep.
And I don't think it worked as well as they'd hoped, and blah blah blah. But I feel like that kind of stuff is important. All right.
Yeah.
And also, just like, do you get the feeling at the moment that like everything's going wrong?
The
There's
world,
bad vibes in the universe,
Yeah.
and I mean the universe in the more sort of esoteric sense there, like the kind of spiritual side.
The world's gone
Like,
mad.
The world's gone mad. Bad shit's happening. Things that we had never planned for is suddenly happening, like a pandemic. Like, what the fuck,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
kind of thought history was over, and suddenly we're living in it again, and it's really
Surprise,
stressful.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
it's
surely.
yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. But he's forgotten it as well.
But I think, like, surely the next cataclysmic thing that's going to hit us will be something like there is an asteroid coming, or there's a flare from space that's going to. So I think we just need to be preparing for the most outlandish.
So,
This is great
catastrophic
stuff.
events.
However, what I want to get you to, it's great that we're thinking of defence here, but given we're now a world leader in wood and wood production,
Yeah.
we want the technology to fail. We should be thinking about
no.
space offence. So if the whole world's reliant on all this technology, AI, whatever,
Yeah.
we explore deep space missions into setting up a new solar flare, like some said the Chinese did with
Yeah.
the coronavirus. We set up a new solar flare. We're the leaders in wood technology.
Oh,
We
I
can
see.
then
No, but you see, no,
rule
but
again.
I think okay. I've not made myself clear enough here. I've set up my stall slightly wrong. Everything I'm doing is for the greater good. Okay,
The greater good.
I
greater
don't
good.
I don't want to. I want to protect humanity, and I want to do what's best for
Okay.
humanity. And the whole wood thing, it's more about limiting plastic than an actual
Stymieing
return.
technology.
I'm not Pol Pot. Do you know what I mean?
No.
And if
great
I was
slogan,
a pot,
that.
I'd be a wooden pot. But yeah, exactly. That was how I won the election. I was running against Pol Pot. My slogan. But it was basic. But no. But
wasn't it? It was Paul Potts, wasn't it? Yeah, Britain's Got Talent.
Yeah. Whatever happened to him?
Well, Susan Boyle ruined it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say about
So you know, I think we can still use plastic for if it's required on a space mission. But again, I think we can do better than plastic. Actually, oh my God, genuinely, I read an article. I didn't even read it. I just saw a headline where they are planning on sending a wooden satellite into space.
Really?
Yes. I'm going to Google it now. Are you Googling it now? Mm-hmm. Wooden satellite.
So you want to be so we can innovate in wooden.
Japan has a wild idea to launch a satellite made of wood. So there we go. Anyway, so the science and technology stuff is Earth defense. Well, look,
guys. This is interesting because Donald Trump was very into this. Donald Trump set up the American Space Force.
Yeah, he did.
And I feel like this is quite a similar idea. You want to be at the because space is the final frontier.
Me with the Trump brush, haven't you?
Excuse me.
Yeah. That was good. Can you do other words?
That is a very.
I do great impressions, mainly of Donald, but no one else.
That is really good, Donald.
Thank you. Do you do a Boris Johnson?
Well, yeah, I can try. It's not quite as effective as the Donald's one.
Come on, Will. It's just you deciding what you wanted for lunch at school. So the Space Force thing, because I think, you know, that is the last place people are competing country-wise for things. So I like this a lot. The space, so science and technology, space defence.
Space
quite
defense,
a broad
but not
brush.
against other. I'm not turning those. I'm not turning that defense against
on
Earth.
things coming in.
It's about stuff coming in.
And do you think that would unite the country? Because, you know, people worry about, say, immigration and things like that. We're looking up rather than out.
We've got bigger problems, guys.
We've got
Do you know
bigger
what I mean?
problems. Let's hold hands.
Stop the saucers.
Stop the saucers.
Stop the saucers.
Yeah, that's like you're writing down. Are these all slogans that you're writing down?
No, these are policies. Stop the saucers.
Yeah, stop the saucers.
That's the last thing you want. Loads of green men wandering around Rwanda. Get on the plane.
It's fine. We've got a returns agreement with Mars. We'll send them there. If the International Criminal Court lets us.
Okay, look, I like that a lot. Stop the saucers.
Yeah.
So look, space defence, worrying about what's coming from outside. To
Yes.
get people on board, stop the saucers.
Stop the saucers. That's how we boiled it down. But actually, the policy is pretty sound, and it's quite useful.
Yeah.
And
Look,
people
I like that a lot.
And then if something bad does happen, like fucking hell, we've really, do you know what I mean? Told you so. You know, we are the heroes.
We're the
here.
worldly. Everyone's worrying about squabbling amongst themselves.
Yeah.
We're looking up, not out.
Yes.
Love that a lot. Okay, let's move on to another department. The Department of Transport. Let's get some policy for that.
Yes. Well, now,
what's your experience on transport?
Well, Matt, you and I had quite a profound experience on transport when we
the hand job on the tube. Oh no!
When we made the terrible decision.
That's not fair.
No, it was good fun.
It was ill-advised.
Yeah. In hindsight, it was both the best and the worst week of my entire life. Matt and I went on celebrity coach trip.
Yeah.
And I was using the pause there was to whether I used the word celebrity. But of course I do, because we were on it with Honey G.
Yeah, we were. Do you know Honey G?
No.
Honey G was a novelty act on The X Factor.
Oh, right.
We were also
Novelty
there
act.
with, well, she's a genuine urban artist.
Genuine urban artist. That's how she describes
Shit,
herself.
I do remember now. Fucking
Yeah.
hell.
H to the O to the N to the E to the Y to the G. It's Honey G.
Yeah.
Was her rap.
Matt won coach
Original.
trip, despite the fact we didn't make it to the final week, with a one-liner at Honey G, because on her first day, so the way coach trip works is loads of celebrities on a bus together, and they vote. You're in couples, and every day, at the end of each day, you do kind of activities together, classic touristy stuff. You'll go wakeboarding, you'll go rowing, you'll do like pot making, just stupid shit to make everyone look silly. And then at the end of each day, everybody stands in a circle, and to each other's faces, you vote to get people off the bus. It's absolutely brutal.
And what happened every day was everyone else had sort of probably pre-arranged it with each other, so they'd all go around and going, "We're voting for you, Matt and Will," because we just don't like your vibe.
It was so we were. You've made it sound like we were. So we got voted for on the first day, and it was quite close. I think we got one more vote than the other person, and two of the sets of people that voted for us claimed that they voted for us because they thought it was a safe vote. And no one else would vote for us. Do you know what I mean? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Bullshit. And then on her first day on the coach, Honey G voted for us, and she said, "I just feel like Will and Matt are kind of playing a character." And Matt said, "Thanks for the feedback on playing a character, Honey G."
Great. I mean, from
that was what she was still referring to herself as Honey G on the fucking bus.
What was her real name? Does anyone know?
Anna from Harrow and
North Wheezy. North Wheezy. What do you mean by North Wheezy, Harrow?
Yeah, it was a really
it was good fun.
We had fun. Well, we didn't have fun. It's every day we'd go up to our rooms and meet up and go, what is going on in our lives? But I think this voting thing is an interesting concept. So I don't commute all the time, but when I do commute on my train into London, I see a lot of the same people when I'm going at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And a lot of them I can't stand. I've never talked to them. I've never made eye contact. And I think what we need to do is, a la coach trip, is after every commute, everyone stands around in a semicircle and votes for the people they no longer want on the commute.
Yeah. That's good. Or
So
no longer want in their carriage.
No longer want in their carriage.
Because you can't stop people getting to work. As Prime Minister, I'm all about productivity in the workforce.
Exactly. And on our giant real-life Brio trains.
Yeah.
People,
Those wooden trains clickety-clacking down the tracks.
You have to stand there afterwards and you go, okay, so today we're going to vote for the man in the suit eating an apple because he eats it so loudly it ruins my podcast. So every transport journey, there is a semicircle vote at the end of it, like
It would
coach
take
trip.
quite a long time, wouldn't it? I mean, what's the average number of
And
people?
then you'd have to send them between each carriage, and then presumably they'll all just end up in all the sort of
I'm worried
people
about the
eating the
practicality.
apples and the
Look,
music.
Prime Minister, I'm just trying to get you a policy here.
Yeah, no, listen, it's good. But I think a better policy, right, is we just take the things that made Coach Trip great for us, which made our journey better.
Paul Danan on every trip.
Paul Danan.
Okay, cool.
So I think a better thing is we have a Paul Danan in every
Do we
carriage.
franchise out Paul Danan?
Yeah, just to bring some love and some energy.
Just to bring some love and energy, and just a sort of slight element of chaos and sinisterness.
Yeah. But no, I think that would make everyone's journey better. So Paul Danan is an actor who was in Hollyoaks and stuff, and was like one of the original reality TV guys in the UK.
He was a lovely bloke.
Yeah. He's a
but
lovely guy.
he was on Coach Trip and he's chaos. Like he's chaos personified.
He was a lot of fun.
So far for the new Dawn Party, we have some very interesting policies. So we have the Department for Banning the use of plastic, which are also going to be in charge of the basket weaving apprenticeships that are going to happen. Everything's going to be made of wood, cork and rubber, and we are going to slowly
Can I introduce Whittling Wednesdays?
Whittling Wednesdays, like Orange Wednesdays, but there's no cinema anymore. Whittling Wednesdays, and we are going to phase out metal by 2020.
Yeah.
What, 2020?
No, 2020. Because we're starting again.
Right.
It's a new dawn, you see.
It's a new dawn. It's zero. So I'm giving us plenty of time. I think we're starting at naught. Make that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the year starts again at naught.
Yeah.
Okay, and then
so obviously the rate the bloody government are going with their carbon zero stuff, it's like they have reset to naught.
Yeah.
The irony being, you stood on the slogan of "I'm not Pol Pot," and you're still now establishing year zero.
Oh yeah, did he do everything year zero?
Okay, and then so for your look in business and trade, you have a drinks company.
Yeah.
So everyone is going to start the day with a Bloody Mary or a Virgin Mary,
or a
until
Virgin
they
Mary.
are
16, the new drinking
and
age.
if you have to pay or not is means tested.
Yes.
Okay,
But the Virgin Marys will, like milk used to be delivered to school kids, it'll be delivered in the school line, means tested.
And
that's a good point.
And
great.
and look, and that has a slogan. That policy: brunch together forever.
Yeah, that's nice.
Okay.
Isn't it? That is nice.
And then in your technology and science department, we're going to go for space defence.
Yes.
And that's going to run under the slogan, Stop the Sources.
Yeah, yeah.
With little green men being sent to Mars for processing.
Yeah.
And finally, do your Department of Transport, very simple here, Paul Danan to be on every coach, on every train, because we had such a lovely experience with him on Coach Trip.
On Coach Trip, on
which was the
P4.
start of your ascent to Prime Minister, I would say.
Yeah, oh, big time.
Great. Well, look, I think those policies are good.
Thank you,
Obviously,
mate.
being Prime Minister, we just want to go through a few quick things. PMQs.
Yes.
So I've got some questions here from some of your voters and our listeners.
Yeah.
I just want you to have a little think about them and answer them if that's okay. So question 1 is, should every house have surveillance cameras installed inside them and be accessible for the public to watch at any time? That's from Helen in Bath.
Helen in Bath, obviously a fan of
She's
Big
in
Brother.
her bath because I've seen it on a camera.
Yes.
Yeah, just because that's been very good for you this year.
That's been good. That's been really good for me. And actually, there weren't cameras in the toilets.
No. What about your toilet in your dressing room?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
There were no cameras in the toilets, and actually, there was a famous kiss on the last episode where a couple of the guys found a bit of a blind spot and had a snog kind of underneath one of the cameras in the store cupboard.
Did they?
So I'm not totally abolishing privacy. Okay, there'll be there'll be the odd square metre where you can have a little smooch and a poo in peace.
Okay,
You're making
lovely.
people earn their privacy and appreciate it more,
Yeah, exactly.
if anything.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Reese in Ipswich asks, what do you make of the state of national holidays? And would you bring any extra days?
That's good, actually. We're not too hard up for national holidays in the UK, are we? I think the key thing is that lovely gap between Christmas and New Year.
We need to do something there.
I think that just needs to be off for everyone.
So Christmas and then New Year the next day?
No. Keep the gap the same. I think that's just nice. I think everyone can just have that whole time off.
Do they not anyway?
Well, people sort of take it off, but it's not like it's not a national holiday.
So people don't have to take
think
It'll be bank holiday. You wouldn't have the faff around it, and you can decide to.
I think people will really appreciate
think
that.
so, yeah.
People will be very grateful.
Quick fire on that. Twixmas or Goochmas?
Okay. So, I've never heard Goochmas. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
I've never heard Gooch. Do you call it Goochmas?
Yeah.
Where did you find this guy?
Yeah, but so is New Year the anus or is that Christmas?
That's up for whoever to
Well,
decide.
it depends. Do you see New Year as the exit of your year or the entrance into a new one?
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, why would that make a difference to whether it's the
I don't fucking know, mate. I'm really. This is descended into chaos. Okay, and another question from Trevor in Coventry. Mr. Best, if you could have any superpower to help you in your role as Prime Minister, what would it be and why?
I'd be able to turn anything that's made of plastic into wood. And it
Lovely.
still functions the same.
Lovely. So every condom you touch turns into a really proper piece of wood.
They're made of rubber, which, as we've discussed,
Is absolutely
from a
fine.
tree.
That's all we've got time for. Thank you so much, Prime Minister.
Thank you.
If you want to catch up on the wonderful Big Brother and Will Best being absolutely excellent on it, you can catch up on ITVX.
Wow,
the new
imagine
series
that.
is out in March.
Yes, it is. Yeah. Celeb Big Brother will be out in March, and after this podcast, I certainly won't be working on it.
I Am Prime Minister is a Viral Tribe production. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube @IamPM.